What's going on, everybody? This is Lawrence D. Adams. I'm live out here trying to catch me. I'm coming up live. We're going to talk about it today. If you are listening to me, you're listening to me. Now, let me show you where I'm at because most people don't believe me when I'm out and about. I'm actually out here in the sun. Just got talking to some brothers. One of my brothers from high school. Dropping some knowledge. Good to see you coming in. Let me know in the chat room. I'm gonna keep it short and simple today. It became. I hope I picked the right title. It became flesh. It should have become. It became. I put the wrong title in there. We got to get that corrected. But yeah, so we're gonna get that. What did I do with that? 1 second. Coming in. Thank you. Shout out to everyone. Let me get my banners up. This is Lawrence D. Adams. This is where spirituality and the game combines. You have the thinking class, or you have what we call now the being class. What's going on these nuts? Yeah, it became flesh. So today we're going to talk about on the same thing we've been talking about before, about it became flesh. It became flesh. I'm gonna try to get to this one spot so I can set up. Shout out to everybody listening to me. Yes, I am walking. It became flesh. It became flesh. So we're gonna get this rolling. If you've been following me for the past week or two, you know that I've been talking about it became flesh. And we're gonna cover it again because I really want you to get it so you understand how this really goes. No need to get the game. What's going on? Salute. Good to see you. Shout out to you, Black. Good to see you, brother. I'm trying to get to my location. I was talking to one of my brothers from the mighty Mikey Nike. I ain't seen three Nike brothers in less than a week. Good to see you, Nike, far side. See the brothers. So if you're in the building, let me know. Let's get it started today. It became flesh. It became flesh. So I'm gonna walk over to my spot. Good to see everybody in here. So let's start it off. I'm gonna give a little recap and then we'll go into a little bit deeper. Any knowledge that you get, any game that you get, it doesn't mean anything if you don't do anything with it. Let me say that again. You must allow the information, game, wisdom, knowledge, not to sit there and just be something that you get tickled about or you become itching ears and you're trying to look for something else. You're wasting your time when you become addicted to getting game, getting knowledge, get the next pill, get another magic pill of what to do next. Let me say that again. You got to get past the point of just hearing. You have a lot of people who just want to hear and be entertained, but they don't want to do anything about it. And the only way you're going to grow is when you take accountability for the information that you have heard. Let me say that again. The only time you're going to grow is when you take responsibility for the information that you have heard. And that means that you have to find some way for you to implement it in your life. Most people don't do that. We're going somebody, I don't know why I didn't go live yet. It must become flat. Okay, just I don't know why it took so long on Facebook. But you gotta allow it to become flesh inside of you. So let me trying to get to my location. I got tied up with one of the good brothers. So let me get over here. Put a number one in the chat room. You guys can hear me clearly. I'm trying to get to this location over here. So the information must not just be something that you, oh, This is good. I just want to hear more information. Good. Peace, peace. What's going on? Got this. There you go. The young speaker. Good. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hold on. Let me get to where I need to be at. Okay, cool. What's good? What's going on? What's good? What's going on, everybody? Mr. Johnson, good to see you. Young OG speaker. I love that name. Black. These nuts. Good to see you guys in the place to be. So let me get to my location so I can set up. So I want to make sure I emphasize this again. I don't care what discipline that you're listening, what discipline of information that you're getting, you must be able to hear the information and figure out a way to implement it in your life. So this is what we get. It must become flesh. If it does not become flesh, you are wasting your time. So let me say this again. Let me break it down for you guys who are listening, because everybody want to be entertained, want to be this. The goal of the thinking class, which has gone into the becoming class or being class, is for you to take the information that I'm sharing and actually implement it in your life. If you can implement what I'm talking about in your life, it will change you. So we have to get past the whole thing of just gathering information and doing nothing with it. We got a lot of guys on here who just gathering information, but they don't do nothing with it. There's no need to gather all this game, all this knowledge, all these things, and you do nothing with it. So let's go through the system of what I mean that the game must become flesh. So the game must become flesh is that you get the wisdom. A lot of y'all done heard a lot of things. You done seen a lot of things. You heard a lot of information on YouTube, Instagram, and different places. But in order for it to come flesh, that means not that it per se becomes flesh, but that it becomes living inside of you. Let me say that again. The game or the information, the wisdom must become living inside of you. This is separates the boys from the men, the girls from the women. Is when the information becomes what? Becomes living inside of you. If it does not become living inside of you, what's going on, Renee? If it does not become living inside of you, some of y'all are seeing what you're doing is you're walking around with a big head full of information, but it has not become real to you. It must become real. It must be so real to you that you are reeking of the information that you know. And it doesn't have to be hard. It can be very easy. So I don't want nobody to say, "Oh, I gotta wait 10 years to get this together. Oh, I gotta do that." No, this is easy. So the information must become flesh. What I mean by flesh, it must become living inside of you. It has to become so real inside of you that people around you begin to recognize, wait a minute, there's something different about you. Why? Because I got the game. I'm no longer here the game. I have become the game. And when that happens, it actually changes your life. And so let me say this. You're not doing this to get women. You're not trying to get the game so you can get more women and so you can get sex and so you can do this. You're getting this so you can be the best damn version of yourself or the best version of who you are. See, the whole reason why you want to become flesh, because there's some things that you have been hearing that's been erroneous or been that has been wrong information needs to die. It needs to go to a cross. Some things need to become flesh, and some things in your life need to go to a cross because it's not serving you at all. Let me say that again. Some things need to go to the cross inside of you. Some information you need to die to. Some things that you heard, it ain't working no more. Take it to the cross. While some things need to be resurrected or become living inside of you so that you can be the best version of who you are. So you have to decide today, what am I going to allow to go to? What am I going to allow to go to die inside of me? I'm trying to get to my spot, but the sun is like beaming down. And I can't, this is too, sun is too, I'm about to go over here. But you got to think about that. What things that you need to, what things do you need to go to the cross? What I mean by go to the cross, I mean, let me pick my mic and jumped off. What things do you need to let go? So for something to become flesh, it must become so you that that you cannot it embodies you. It takes over everything that you do. Many of y'all have so much information that you sitting on, but you ain't do nothing with it. So I'm gonna call you out. I'm gonna keep saying it until you get it. No need to hear more game. No need to watch nobody else's channel, even watch my channel. If you ain't gonna do nothing with the information, or you're gonna sit there and just clog up information and clog up your mental capacity if you don't do nothing with it, or if you don't take time to actually what? Put it to practice. One of the things I learned to do, one of the things I learned to do is to put this to practice. Anybody can talk slick. Anybody can say you dig. Anybody can give you game. But the real essence to know you got game or you got the wisdom is when it becomes real for you, when you can do something with it. I said on Wednesday, you got to go into your own lab and begin to experiment and see if this really works. If it does not work, you need to say, okay, let me try something else. Trying to get to a good location, man. I got this sun beaming down. And where I wanted to go ain't right. Does this really work? Or am I wasting my time? What I learned to do is to get the information, think about it, whether the game, knowledge, wisdom, and say, how do I put this in my life so that it can change? What's going on? Where the holy water at? Fire in the church. Solid game, you dig? Repetition of the mantra helps me develop a new outlook. Come on, and that's why I'm repeating it. Why am I repeating it? The game must become flesh in you. It does not come. You see, this the thing. Everybody want to wear the shirt like they got the game, they got the wisdom, I done did all this, but it has not become real in them. My my dad, God bless his soul, what? I'm his flesh. I talk like him. I actually teach like him. When you look at him, you used to see us walk together. You see we walk. My sons walk and talk. They are my flesh. Has it has what you heard become bone of your bone, flesh of your flesh? Has it become so real to you that it changes you from what you used to be to what you can be right now? So you got to understand. Most people are satisfied with just getting information, and they're used to hearing somebody talk real cool online, saying some slick thing, or I ain't gonna say some other people stuff, saying something, doing things, but they don't challenge you to put it to practice. i'm ch- I'm gonna say this. People, I'm gonna say it first like this: men grow through challenge. Men grow through just people challenging them. When I was younger, we had our little BMXs, and I didn't have a BMX. I think I had a Kmart brand or whatever the case may be. And what we used to do is we used to ride in the woods, and then we used to have little ramps. And what we did was we would challenge each other who can do the best wheelie, do the wheelies, who can jump the ramp, who can do this. And what we did was we got better because we challenged each other. We got better in doing the things that we're doing because we were challenge each other. Who can hop on the bike and do a bunny? Why do we do that? Because we challenge each other to be better. Let me see what you're saying. Like an annoying song you hear at the end, and then you said, "Oh, the song in your head, right?" And also listen to LDA so much I can hear your voice in here sometime. That's good. So that's my thing is I want to challenge you to allow it to become flesh to you. If you hearing this information, you'd have heard me talk through the pandemic, after pandemic, before the pandemic. I've been doing this since 2007. If you can go back and listen to all my stuff that I did, you should have some kind of inkling on what to do and your life should be better. And if people are not challenging you, but they're entertaining you, they're not going to cause you to cause, they're not going to walk you to get the information so that it can become flesh to you. Woe is the man and the woman who hears information and do nothing with it. Woe is the man or the woman who hears gain and does nothing with it. And I'm saying woe because you can hear all of this and do nothing with it. And I've seen it too many times. And so what happens is you begin to stunt your growth because you begin to stunt your growth. So you end up being in the sixth grade for 3 times because you refuse to graduate. Those who want to go to the next level say, I'm gonna hear what LDA say, I'm gonna hear what these other, I'm gonna see how can I put this in my life? How can I be down? What do I need to do? I'm telling you, this is what separates you. This separates those going to the next level. I'm gonna just be very honest. You think about it. I remember when I was in 5th grade at Euclid Park Elementary School. Anybody in my elementary school people would know Euclid Park. It was a big deal when the teacher, Miss Newsom, was my 5th grade teacher, and she'd say, "Well, she'll wait. She'll go through the end of the year. This is who's going to the 6th grade. Okay, you flunked, and you didn't want to. You don't want to be the one that been flunked and couldn't go to the 6th grade. So many of you guys are flunked in this thing called life, and you getting good game. You're getting good information, but you won't do nothing with it. You're satisfied at the level that you at. So that's why I'm saying that the knowledge, the game, the wisdom must become flesh. It must become real for you. You need to, even after this show, you can listen to me or anybody else. You need to take this information and apply it this weekend. It must become real. See, this is the thing. So when I'm saying flesh, I can say it another way. It must become revelation to you. What I mean by revelation, it must become revelatory, or it must become so real to you that it changes your life. Most people are satisfied with somebody else. How you doing something, but they don't want to do it themselves. So you got to allow this to become flesh to you. If you're picking up when I put down, let me know in the chat room because I don't like wasting my time. Let me know. And I'm saying this over and over because for what happens is you go to channel that you go. They call it when I was in the church. You go to church looking for the next revelation, the next thing, the next great thing, the next thing that you want to make you feel good, but you ain't did nothing. You ain't put in no work. You not allow it to become real for you. When you allow it to become real to you, or wherever it becomes a part of you, or you embody it, it changes your life. Most people are comfortable with the old version of who they are, but they don't want to die. They don't want to die to their old beliefs to become the best version of who they are. Most people want to hear about how to get women, but they want to still keep the mindset that women ain't nothing but they ain't no good. They out to get you. They modern day women. They all like that. These women are trash. Why? They want to keep that mentality, but yet they want success with women. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Something's going to have to die. If you get a life jacket but don't put it on, how can it save you? Correct. You can't. You're going to have to make a decision. You're going to have to make a decision to let go of the information that you heard that's not working for you. If it's not working for you, you have to let it go. You said red pill mindset. I So let me say that again. If the information that you get hearing is not working for you, you have to let it go. Some of y'all gonna have to do, like I said, do an inventory, because what you're seeing is it needs to go to a cross. The information that you're hearing, previous or whatever the case, I don't care who it was, even if it's for me, if it's not serving you, it needs to go to a cross. So that the information that you hearing now must become flesh. The game, the wisdom must become flesh. Shout out to you, brother. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm gonna shout out to. Let me say this. Let me get this brother right here. I'm gonna stop right here. I'm gonna stop what I'm teaching and what I'm saying. Shout out to Mr. Black. He always puts some respect on what's saying, and he put some cash on it. Why? Let me say this. This brother, and I'm gonna shout him out. Always, every week, he's consistent. He's always putting said. He's saying, I'm investing into what's being taught. I'm gonna shout you out, brother. He just hit the cash app. You can't hear the thing because I'm out here, but he always put respect on what's being talked on. That's how you know. One of the ways you know that it's becoming flesh, when you say, I'm going to put something on that. I'm going to put an investment on that. It's a monetary investment. Shout out to you, brother, for doing that. Every week he's putting 5 on it. Let me say that again. Every week he's putting 5 on it. I don't come on here begging. I don't ask people, you need to give me some money. You need to do. I'm not that guy. I'm not going to be on here begging. But I'm gonna shout you up, brother. Every week he's putting 5 on it. Why is he putting 5 on it? Because he see the value of it. Shout out to you, brother. I'm gonna say that. I gotta put you out there. How do you let go of what's on? How do you let go of what you do subconsciously? Okay, playing the victim is so much easier than taking accountability. So true. So I'm gonna answer your question. How do you let go of? How do you let go of what's in your subconscious? So this is the thing. I'm gonna say something that's controversial, even to my psychologists and psychiatrists and all like that. You don't fight what's in your subconscious. What you do is you ignite what you want to be in your subconscious. You do not fight what's in your subconscious trying to change it. What you do is you ignite what you want in your subconscious to be in your life. Let me say that again. You do not fight what you want to be in your subconscious. You ignite what you want to be in your subconscious. See, what happens is people will take you on a tailspin. You got to change this. You got to change that. No, like I gave you before, you are the result. So you need to focus on what do you really want. See, what happens is you constantly, I got to change this in my life. Where's your, okay, just say, got to change eating Doritos all the time. Where's your focus on eating Doritos instead of having a healthy life? So, what do you need to do to make that flesh in your life? What you have to do is you have to focus on what you want to happen in your life and ignite that. Right. Yeah. You don't remove, you just replace. Thank you, Justin. Thank you. This is where people get mixed up on this red pill, green pill, yellow pill, psychology and all like that. They'll get you to start fighting with the old thoughts and old ways. You gotta fight it. You gotta say 5,000 affirmations and you gotta do no, 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 no. What you have to do is you replace it with what you want to be there. Most people don't get that. This I'm telling you, this ain't for everyone. So you replace it with what you want to be there. What do you want to be there? Because what happens is you end up being in a fight with yourself trying to correct something. Well, only way you can correct something is what? But igniting what you want to be in your life. But igniting what you want to be in your life. What's going on? What's going on, Alpha Kingdom? Salute to you, brother. Good to see you. But igniting what you want to be in your life. So in order for the game to be in your life, you need to, or for the game to be flesh in your life, you have to ignite what you want to see in your life. Stop trying to struggle. I need to struggle. I got to change my mindset. I got to change this. What do you want to be? Be that now. Allow that to become flesh. I'm telling you, this is saying you running through hoops, jumping through programs, and you got to do this. You got to eat 5 Doritos a day. No. This is what you do. What you have to do. You comprehend what I'm saying? Good. What you have to do for something to become flesh in there, decide what you want. Do not fight with your subconscious. I'm telling you, I'm trying to help somebody so they can grow. But let me get back to what I'm getting at, and then I'm going to put the link up here. Let me find the link. Guess. Like guess. Okay. Copy. So I want to make sure you guys get this right here. Let me paste. There you go. So I want you guys to get this. And I'm repeating it again and again and again and again and again. Allow the game, the wisdom, the things that you hear from multiple people or one person, allow it to become real to you. What do I mean by allow it to become flesh? When you allow something to become flesh, it becomes living, it becomes breathing, it becomes a part of you. It becomes part of your essence. It becomes the way you talk and the way you walk. It's the way you move, it's the way you groove, it's the way you look at things. It changes your perspective, your perception. It causes you to look at things completely different when it becomes a part of you. You have to allow this to become flesh to you. What do I mean by flesh? It must become so real to you that when you wake up, you thinking about it, you talking like it. That's what I mean. The game must become flesh. That's why it says in the Bible, and the word became flesh. So we equated that. If you look at it from a theological side, we think it's talking about Jesus. Yeah, it can be talking about Jesus, but if you look at it correctly, the word, what was said became flesh. It's giving you a clue on how what you can do to be Jesus or be the God in the earth. It has to become flesh. You have to become flesh. So the wisdom that you have about money, the wisdom, the wisdom of how to handle money, how to do business, it must become flesh. Most people are scared to allow they're scared to allow what they know to become flesh because they're not ready to let go of what they know or what they think is working. They're not ready to let go. It's more comfortable to hold on to what you think works versus embracing something that will work. Let me say it again. It's more comfortable to hold on to something that's comfortable. You know the people, instead of going and getting out of your comfort zone and doing something that's going to elevate you mentally, spiritually to the next level. That's why I'm going to keep emphasizing it. I'm going to keep saying it. You must allow the game to become flesh. You cannot hear this information and you are not held accountable. Let me say that again. You cannot allow this information to be heard and you don't do nothing with it. How is it? How is it? How is it? And I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say it this analogy so you can get it. How is it that you listening, you being analogy as the farmer, and I'm giving seeds and you never planted in the ground? How is it that you being the farmer, I sound like Dr. Umar Johnson, how is it that you being the farmer and I'm giving you seeds, but you never put it in the ground? How is it that you're not doing that? How is it that you're not putting it in the ground and actually, and then get mad because you don't get a harvest? Man, this stuff don't work, man. Just they be talking all that stuff on there. Those stuff don't be working. But you never planted it. You never put it in your mind. You never put it to practice, but yet you want to harvest. How you getting mad at me? How you getting mad at other people who make content if you do not, as being a astute farmer, to not take that seeds and plant it in your life and allow it to grow in for you. Ah, that's good. Watching the farmers instead of being the farmers, right? So how you gonna be mad at me? Oh, this stuff don't work, LDA man. This you be saying stuff you ain't living this. How you gonna be mad at me when I'm out here giving you seed, and then I come back and water it, and you wonder why it's not working? You working for you because you refuse to put it in the ground and allow it to grow. Where do you say it grows, LDA? It grows in your mind. That's why I'm saying that the game must become flesh. If the wisdom that you hear, I don't care from a preacher to the teacher to the imam to the whoever to the rabbi. If you just hear the information just to hear information, you in a bad state of mind. It must be something that you put to practice. And I'm challenging every person who's listening. I challenge you. That's what we used to say when you was young. I double dog dare you to put to practice what we talk about. I dare you to put to practice the things. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Scratch it. Try something else. Don't be stuck on these YouTube streets, Instagram streets, listening to all this stuff, and you do nothing about it. And some of y'all, I'm gonna say it again. Don't be out here listening to all this stuff about women and what to do with women, and you ain't never smelled a woman. You don't even know how she look. Don't come on here talking about the Bible this and the Bible that, and you ain't living like the Bible. Don't come here talking about I want the game, show me the game, and you ain't never executed the game. You have never allowed it to become flesh. If you want that, if you want to stay stuck in the preschool coloring, don't this ain't the place for you. Go listen to somebody else. I'm at that point now. This ain't the we ain't coloring no more. We ain't using finger paints no more. This ain't color by the doubt. Well, some people ain't ready. Go to where you are ready. This is for people who want to put in that work, who want to do something, who want to see their lives change, who want to see them become the best version of who they are. If you want to finger paint, you want to color by the dots, you want to complain about women, what women ain't doing, and what this ain't the place where you go look at another channel. This ain't it. This ain't the place. You want to complain about men, well, men do the same thing. This ain't the place for you. You want to debate about the Bible and the Quran and all. This ain't the place for you. I'm giving you the wisdom that you need to hear must become flesh. It must become real to you. It must become revelatory to you. But this ain't for everybody. I ain't said that in a while. I need my homeboy Yahoo to come through. He probably taking some business. But this ain't for everybody. I'm not here to babysit. I don't got time to babysit. I don't babysit my own kids, and they grown. Why would I babysit some men and some women? Either you get it or you don't. Well, that's me and LDA. You got to help people out. You shouldn't. No, 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 no. Most people haven't grew up like I grew up. Where my grandfather would cut the slack out of you. Would make you work. He make you put in that work all day in the sun, eating bologna sandwiches. That's what I'm talking about. Ain't no time to be lazy. See, this ain't for everybody. This ain't class ain't for this becoming class and the thinking class ain't for everybody. This separates people who really want it. My thing is, at the end of the day, like Kevin used to say, is show your results. You should be seeking to get results and not just getting accolades where somebody say, "Oh, that's fire." Oh man, that was fire, LGA. You teaching today, man. Oh, that was cold, man. That's cold blooded, man. That sounds all good and dandy. And to the point where you realize if you ain't got no results, all you did was hear some information and did nothing with it. We got enough of those people. We got enough now for a nice, quiet, cool place. We got enough of those people out here already. And normally what you see, people who have not allowed the game to become flesh are the ones who are let me get this set up. They're normally the ones who constantly complaining. And get you guys to look at that while I set this up. They're the ones constantly complaining. So I'm gonna put the link in there. If you want to come up, ask me the question right quick. So I'm not gonna go too far. Oh, what's up? Cancel. You want to come up? It's a perfect time for you to come up, say what you need to say, in line with what we're talking about. Don't be talking about your mama got to buy you some shoes. This girl did this. It must be in line with what we're talking about. Because I'm not on that today. Let me post this right here. So there's the link. You want to come up? Let me get in the right lighting. There we go. Whew. So I need to sit down. And I'll see you when the guests come up. But I want you to really get this, that what we talk about on here must become flesh. So you must hear it, must become flesh, and you must do something with it. Very simple process, nothing hard. You don't have to run through a whole bunch of hoops. You don't have to say 5,000 affirmation. Even I'm gonna kick something even the butt on what I did at the beginning of the year. You don't even have to do the mirror technique that we use at the top of the year. What you got to do is say, yes, that's me. What's going on? What's going on, Matt? That's good to see you. Good to see you. So I want you to get this. We're saying LDA. What? How do I become efficient with women? Hear what we're talking about with women, not just me. Hear what I'm saying and what to do with women, and do it. How you doing? I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you. Let me give you some game because I didn't gave game in a while. So I'm talking about the game must be get flash. One of the best things you can let me see. Y'all ready for this? Let me know. Let me know in the chat room. I'm gonna get some game. Let me take my hat off. One of the best things you can do, I'm talking to you men. I heard this multiple times from many women. For many women. They have told me many times. Let me give you this game from I heard from many women, not just one type. Most men don't have any conversation. Let me say that again. Most men don't have any conversation. They don't have nothing to talk about. And most of all, they have nothing that they can teach that woman. Let me say that again. Most guys don't have conversation and they don't have anything that the woman can learn from. You want to win at the game of life and not just women, but say particularly for women, have some conversation. Have something that you can talk about. Have something that's interesting that you can talk about, that you're passionate about. Have something that you learn and you can share. Women are always fascinated by the man who has something to say and knows what he's talking about and has some conversation. Who knows how to ask questions when talking to her. Not yeah, whatever you say. Not just a person just listening, but learn how to engage her in conversation. If I can tell you the amount of women who have said to me how important it was for them to be able to communicate and talk. I keep Y'all got to understand the key is not between their legs, it's between their ears. You got to have conversation. How do I get conversation, LDA? You need to go out there and begin to learn something. Justin Pickham. He said these young men can only talk about uh, anime video games, right? They'll have no conversation. Bro, you so right, Justin. You got to go. That means in order for you to have conversation, you have to learn something. You have to read. You have to do something. You must have conversation. You must be able to talk about the current events, past events. Am I saying this the way to get women? No. This is so you become a very interesting man. I'm trying to help some guys who don't understand how this works. Have some conversation in your backpack. Learn how to talk. Learn how to articulate and say things to what's going on, Joe Black. You gotta learn how to have some conversation. We talking about the game becoming flesh. I'm giving you this serious game right here. Learn how to have some conversation. Learn to talk like I know Joe Biden, he lift weights. Learn to talk about weights, but also talk about diet. Maybe talk about kids. Be able to talk about Plato. Be able to talk about John Henry Clark. Be able to talk about Black history. Learn to talk about regular American history. Be able to talk about learn about fruits. You have something to talk about. Most you guys, most of the guys I hear on these YouTubes complaining about women are lame because they don't have any conversation. They don't know how to talk about anything. Oh yeah, I got these J's and I know how to do this, but they don't know anything. Topics are arsenal, right? Learn how to talk about things. Learn just not just about like where I can talk about the water. I've seen one of my dudes I went to school with. We were talking about the water. Then we talked about Dr. Sabi. Then we talked about what, about the sun. Then we talked about vitamin D. Learn how to say and talk about more than just how can I get some? You saw a look cute. I want to know your name. What you do? Be a man that has a library of information, not just useless information that he can talk about, that he can spit. And once you have information, you must have something that she can learn from. Women are always looking. I don't care. Well, I got to say this. Some women, I don't say all women, are looking for the man that they can learn something from. What do I mean learn something from? That they can learn, wow, I didn't know that about fish. I didn't know that the animals did that. I didn't know when you did this, did that. Like to be comforted and like comfort and conversation, right? Converse, like they said when I was worked for the NAACP, conversation rules the nation. Let me say that again. Conversation rules the nation. I don't know who needs to hear this, but you need to pay attention to what I'm saying to you. Conversation rules the nation. Start, yeah, yeah, okay, you guys start going places like parks, museums, coffee houses. It's hard. What is it? It's hard and hard. It's hard at times to create good conversations when there are young cats want to do is call women over to his house and smoke and drink and broaden your horizons. Read, work out, work on my campaign. Right. I keep telling you, I'm giving you the secrets of how it works. Conversation, man. If I can tell you how much I didn't won. Okay, I make sure I got my keys. I ain't tell you how many times I won by having conversation. We always talk about having a mouthpiece, man. You gotta have conversation. You gotta talk to her mind. And this does not just apply to women. This can apply to jobs. This can apply to when you're on an interview. This can tie to business. What clubs do you use when you go golfing? Have some conversation. Be able to talk about not just the normal things. I ain't talking about be weird and you doing crazy things, but have you be able to talk about the flowers. You be able to talk about the birds. And of course you be able to talk about the bees. But you got to have some conversation so you can see beyond just what everybody else. Let me say this. Conversation, good conversation from you will separate you from every other man. Let me say that again. Good conversation will separate you from every other man. Most men have bland, no seasoning, no salt, no pepper conversation, and the woman is what? She is then male. She is male. She doesn't have any nutrients because she didn't get that attention from you and that good conversation because you want to stimulate her mind. I don't know why I switched up and started talking about this. This must be for somebody. Get some conversation. Talk about some things. Know what you're talking about. Like you said, read. We say, well, man, I don't know anything. You know something. If you don't know, go learn it. Google will help you. Wikipedia, you got to watch, but you got to have some conversation. Most guys don't have no conversation. All they know how to talk about is, oh, I'll get something to drink, video games, can I get some? What? While a guy with conversation, yeah, a lettuce, you said a lettuce sandwich type of conversation, right? What guys with conversation would take your woman in the heartbeat because he got her mind. Let me say that again. With a guy with conversation will take your girl because he got her mind, because he has something to talk about. I'm not talking about you up there being a clown either, but I kid you not, but you can get a woman to giggle. Talk about the thinking class, right? Get her to laugh, get her to talk, get her to get into her mind. I shouldn't be giving y'all this, giving you that. Get her to get, see, Renee even said, you get her to talk. One of my favorite, y'all want me to tell you one of my favorite lines, my women fun lines to keep the conversation. You get this is the thing. It's nothing like going to a party and the party go dead. You go to the party and the music jumping at first, everybody, yeah, yeah. And then the DJ play a whack song. You're like, that's y'all doing the conversation. You get the conversation going, yeah, yeah. You rocking it out. And then all of a sudden conversation go down. What you gotta do, like the DJ, you must be able to play the next song to keep everybody on the dance floor. What do I mean? Keep the conversation rolling. So I would say is one of the things I would say, oh, what do you mean by that? Well, explain what you mean. And I'm gonna tell you another way. Y'all better be careful with this way. Uh-oh. I need a man with knowledge, not so much education. Okay, great point. I'm gonna tell you what another thing is. When you keep the conversation going and she's learning something from you, and then she's laughing, she's getting something that she doesn't get everywhere. If she's laughing, and even at the lame jokes, you got it in there. Yup, you got it in the bag, right? Let me say this, because most guys ain't gonna get it. Most women are deprived of real conversation from a man. Most women are what deprived of a real conversation from a man, not just to get in her pad, because I know y'all want to just get to draw. No, 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 conversation. Let me read my dude wrote. I used to make the excuses that I was bad at conversation with women. What was even worse. Turned out that typically only the case if they ain't feeling you or the least enjoying the speaking with you. Right. So you got to get out there and you got to speak. And this is the thing, you got to go out there and talk with them, even if you're not trying to back them. Just beg this regular conversation. Hey, how you doing? All right. Now I'm gonna tell you this one thing I do. I know Renee, when I looked at your comment, it made me forget, but I brought it back up. Some of y'all gonna miss this. I don't know why we changed to this, but I'm gonna say it. Ooh, a real conversation from a man is very sexy. And this is let me give you the number one rule not to do. If you want the number one rule what not to do, put a number 2 in the chat room. The number one rule not to do when having a conversation with anybody, but especially with a woman. Put a number 2 in the chat room. Put a number 2 if you want the number one rule what not to do in a conversation with anybody, but particularly with a woman. I need to see a couple more 2s in there. Put a number 2 if you want to know the number one rule what not to do when having a conversation with a woman, especially with a woman with anyone else. I need to see 2 more 2s in the chat room. We got 12, 13 people watching. Y'all can put a 2 in there. You my people watching in the clouds. The number. Okay, I guess I'm gonna have to cut out. We got 14. I need to see a couple more twos in the chat room. Don't play with me. I will end this. I'm at 10 minutes on. I need to see a couple more twos. I'm gonna tell you the number one rule: what not to do. There we go. There we go. Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate that. The number one rule: what not to do, when especially conversating with a woman, with anyone else, do not always agree. What? Do not always agree. If it's something that you don't agree with, you need to say it. If you do not like blue suede shoes, and she said, I love men with blue suede shoes, and you saying, no, I really do not like blue suede shoes, she's going to respect you because you had an opinion and you have enough thought of yourself to say, I don't like something. Learn how the power of not agreeing. Some of y'all agree with everything, and what happens is it throws you completely off. Thank you, Renee. No one wants a yes in person. And most guys be saying yes, yes, yes to everything. You know why? Because she knows that you are after to get in between her legs. So you say yes to everything. Yup, mm-hmm. Yup, mm-hmm. Yeah, sure. You like eggs? You know you can't stand eggs. You like peanuts? You know you'll learn the peanuts. But you say yes because your ultimate goal, your intentions is to try to get where? There. But if you know how to stand on your own and say, no, I don't agree with that, and have a reason why you don't agree, I'm giving you a goal right now. Most guys agree with everything. Yep, yep, they sure do. Yep, whatever you say. Yep. You're no longer a challenge to the woman because she said, she's just like the other guys. He's just saying anything because he wants to get in my pants. The key to separate you from everyone else is have conversation. Also, have conversation. This is in business, this is in anything. Have conversation. Have something to talk about they can learn something from. Be able to listen, but also have something that you don't agree with. And you think everybody agree with everything, you're something is definitely wrong with you. You have no kind of self-esteem. You have no kind of ability to have your own. You shouldn't even agree with everything I say. But your ability not to agree, oh my God. This will get you, this will cause you to win every time. When you find your purpose and meaning in life, everything in life opens up for you. Self-development is the key. Mind, body, soul, healthy emotions, and finances. Become well-read and internationally minded. Right. Thank you so much. I appreciate that right there. Yeah. You gotta know you a woman wants a man. Uh-oh. Should I say this? And I'm a hit. What I got? How many minutes I got? Okay. A woman wants a man that she can look up to and say, that's my man. Let me put this link in here. I'm gonna give a few minutes and I'm about to go. Don't be asking me what conversation that you need to have. What line? If you looking for lines, I ain't giving you no lines. Or you need to say this. I'm not telling you that. I'm not here for that. I'm not here to give you no lines. I'm not giving you no 3 steps of what you need to say. I gave you the general blueprint or the general syllabus of what you need to do. You need to figure out from what I said on what to do. If you're looking for, well, what line do I say next? Well, what do I do next? Wrong channel, wrong place. Well, what if she says this? What do I say next? And she texts this. What do I text next? Wrong place. Wrong place. Have conversation. Knowing when to agree and not to agree. Knowing the power of complimenting. Knowing to say when you don't like something. This will cause you to win every single time. Every single time. This goes in business, this goes with children, this goes with dealing with parents, dealing with siblings, all the way around. Goes everything around. And you think it's just predicated to women, you missed the whole thing of why the game has to become flesh. You're small minded when you think it's just for women. This is life. And I'm not saying be disagreeable to be disagreeable, because we got people out here who just, I won't disagree with everything. And they look like, you know what they look like? They look like some doggone fools because they disagree. You can tell when somebody just disagreeing is to disagree. Watch out for those people. They're on these YouTubes and Instagram streets. They're just disagreeing this for the sake of disagreeing because they want entertainment and shock value instead of giving some real things that are going to cause you to be the best version of who you are. Spoon fair game, right? I'm not gonna give you that. But have some conversation. Be able to talk. I can talk about these flowers over here. I can talk about the water. I can talk about these not these hotels, but these apartments over here. I can talk about the older people that walk past. I can talk about the lady that's in the wheelchair. And the other thing is conversation, being able to listen, have something that she can learn from, get her to laugh, don't agree. And the next thing is, and I'm gonna have to go on this. I'm telling you, this is the secret sauce. Sauce. Being able to tell a good story. Let me say that again. Being able to tell a good story. Not just great conversation, but being able to tell a good story. Why do you think they like certain books? Because and people like in general, but particularly women, because you're able to tell what's going on, Ted. Good to see you. You're able to tell a good story. The world wants you to be their man, and they can count on it. Right. Ted is in the place, my dude. Good to see you, man. You being able to tell a good story. Most of y'all are so dry. Y'all drier than Canada Dry. Ginger ale. Being able to tell a good story. I can tell you stories about my life. Oh my God. Dude, please tell them. Good story skills is definitely a cheat code. Yes. If you can tell a good story, oh my God, brother. If you can tell a good story and you can get her or anybody and draw involved in it, it is amazing what happened. I don't know why I shifted to talking about this, but somebody needs to hear it. What time is it? 1:53. Marley told me she wanted a man strong. Oh, somebody is in the backstage. Okay, who's backstage? My fault. I didn't see you, brother. To the stream. Brother, I didn't see you back there.
Hey.
Salute.
Salute, brother LDA. How's it going, my brother?
All right. Let me get so I can see you. Let me get in the shade. I can't see a lick. Oh, what's going on?
Man, everything is splendid, man. I just wanted to just chime in, man. I'm really enjoying this information, right?
Yes, sir.
The game must become flesh, man. And I want to say, man, you're a great teacher, and I'm learning a lot, from this, man. You really helping to develop the mindset, of men, because it's all in the mind, right? Everything starts in mind and everything ends in mind. And once we can get a hold of our thinking and think thoughts that are magnanimous, think thoughts that are powerful, think thoughts that are great, because everything begins with an idea. And it's the perception of how you see yourself. It's not even about women. It's really about you. It's about how you perceive yourself. What do you think of yourself? Do you see yourself as a king or do you see yourself as a peasant? And we don't have to spend a lot of time reading books. 10 minutes of action is worth more than a month of reading books and watching videos. You got to get out in the field. And I think one of the things that we as men have to overcome is the fear of rejection, right? And what I've learned in my brief period, on earth is that there's really no such thing as rejection. It's only feedback. And this feedback is going to tell you, what you need to work on, what you need to develop. And you have to constantly put the repetition in. And when you look at it as feedback and not rejection, then the fear begins to subside. It's like a scientific experiment. You're doing an experiment. You got some knowledge, you got some gain. Now you got to take it into the laboratory and you got to see how it works. And that's the only way you're going to be able to find out if it worked, If it don't work, is it the game? Is it me? And then you make mid-course correction, and then sooner or later it just begins to become, second nature.
Right. Telling you, man, that's hold up, somebody else who's coming with this. Oh, it's my dude. Okay, everybody coming through. Yeah, but just the truth, man. Most people, what's going on, Alfie? Alfie, you there?
Wow. What's up, bro?
What's going on, man? This world class now. We got the good brother coming up, and we got Alfie here.
Dude, how you doing, sir?
Hey, how's it going, my brother?
All right, man. Hey, I was in the car. I just got home, and you were speaking my language, man. So let me drop some game on some players real quick. Y'all press 1 if y'all want some game. Y'all go ahead, but I'm gonna just see if they want it first, because it's about the storytelling. So that it's like y'all damn near need to just drop a super chat because it's the master storyteller right now. Who knows better?
Yeah, but definitely, man, the power of, and then if we just,
am I tripping, or is the phone stalling out, or is that just on my end?
Can you hear me?
Can
you guys hear me?
Yes.
You stalled out on me, but I don't know. Did you hear it, Lawrence, the whole time, or was it just my end?
No, yeah, it stalled.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't tripping.
So we want to lead into about the power of even storytelling. Think about it. I'm just for you too, and I'm gonna let you lead in, Alfie, and I'm gonna let you chime in, brother.
Yes, sir.
Most information from ancient times were told through what? Stories, folklores, myths, to get the wisdom to you. That separates everybody else. That separates you from the common man if you're able to tell an interesting story and to draw the person in, and especially the woman. Go ahead. I want you, before you go, Alfie, go ahead, brother. What you have to say about that?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Cool. Hey, man. So what Lawrence was saying was completely direct. So, see, the thing about this YouTube shit, bro, is it teaches you to like be alpha and assertive and shit like that, and it kind of fucks up the game a little bit because you don't know how many women and how successful you can be by featuring your mind. Let me say that again. You got to feature your mind, bro. So guess what happens when I meet women, bro? They want to get me to the cheeks just because I'm an author, bro. And the thing is sometimes you tell a woman you got a book, she don't really think it's real. She just think you wrote some shit for fun. When they Google my ass, bro, it's all in the game. And guess what else? I'm a storyteller. I wrote a memoir and shit like that. So what that means is when I talk to women, bro, I tell them stories, right? I tell them stories, and that puts me in a leader position because a woman's waiting to see what's next. See that? She waiting to see what's next. That's the first thing. The second thing is it's different, man. How when is a woman gonna meet an author of 50 books? Again. Never, maybe. Right? But how often is she gonna meet a nigga who sell drugs? Tomorrow. How often is she gonna meet a scammer? Today. See how it works? So I'm in a leader position, bro. When you do that, you tell stories, you get people, women. That's why they like the soap operas and shit, bro. That's why they like the soap operas. That's why the soap operas cut off. You see, when you talk to women, you gotta know when to cut off. Next week, that's the game, bro. That's the game. You're missing out by not knowing and applying this shit, bro. Like you cats, I don't want you. That was a good shit he's saying. No, this is some for real shit I'm saying, bro. If you like, just go out and then just start paying attention and then featuring this type of shit, your success is going to go up automatically, bro. Instantly.
Yep. What you got to say, brother? Because I want to make sure I get you in the conversation. What do you have to say about that?
I'm in 100% agreement, and I think the key, an old timer told me a long time ago, and this was a good key for me. He said, you know, you don't even have to look for a woman. The only thing that you have to do is stay busy doing what God wants you to do, which is to be fruitful, to multiply, to have dominion over the earth, to develop yourself, to develop business, to develop ideas, to develop skills, to become a leader, to become adventurous. And in the process of you doing that, the woman is going to show up. So you don't even have to tell the story. You are the story, because your life becomes the story.
Boom.
So you take her on a journey through your life. You take her to operas, you take her hiking, you take her whitewater rafting, you take her to different cities, different countries. Your whole life becomes that. So the whole journey in life is not the female. The journey is when you connect with yourself, when you connect with the universe, and when you're on your purpose. Everything else, it falls in your lap.
I'm going whitewater rafting tomorrow.
Oh,
Dude,
see, there you go. There it is. There it is. There you go, right there.
Dude, man, y'all this is, we didn't went to the next level with this. When your life, wait a minute, this is the key, because after you hit the bat, you already hit it out the park. You came and hit another grand slam right behind that by saying, when your life becomes the story.
Mm-hmm.
This separates the men from the boys. This is why I keep saying the game must become flesh.
Yes,
when
sir.
your life becomes not just something that you read in the book, but this is your actual life, and she has something to what? Come into. Many of y'all are trying to come into the woman's life instead of her coming into your life. But I'm just talking over here. I'm just talking and walking. Alfie, just how many books you got?
Oh, say it again. I was rolling something.
How many books you have?
Shit, bro. I'm at 53 now, bro, and I just put them in to get some of them to get put in to get formatted today. It's funny you ask.
50 books. 50 books. Think about the stories he can share about how he wrote his books, and now he becomes not just an ordinary guy. He becomes an extraordinary guy, because now he has a life that she can now shine her. She can now bring her darkness to, that he can bring light to.
And check this one out, bro. So I'm doing a 5-drop book release that's coming up. So that's just epic right there, because nobody has done that and nobody can do it. And if somebody has to do it, they got to try to be me to do it. Right. So look, we got a double album. We got a double book. We got expert level game, master her desires. First book's about the 16 principles of different type of man traits. You learn about yourself first. Then I give you the expert master of her desires. That's the book about advanced strategies games for long-term game, not pickup shit, but like when you're dealing with women for reals, relationships, shit like that. Boom. Then I'm jumping a book on another travel book and a book for women. And then the other book is about how to meet better friends and network. You see, we crossing lines, bro. These what data coaches know dropping networking books? Nigga, y'all don't know how. See?
This is the reason why. Like, my brother came on, and my batteries, I'm at 0, and I'm trying to rush to my car now. That's why I'm emphasizing the importance of you guys understanding what we just said, the importance of communication. How you doing? Good. That the importance of communication when it comes to not for dating, but actually for life. When you understand how to communicate and how to tell excellent stories, you become an automatically magnet and for those around you. I'm trying to race to my car now, so just forgive me if I'm a little out of breath. But like somebody put in the chat room, conversation leads the nation. So I hope you guys get this. My battery's going low, and I'm actually pushing my time. I want to thank you for coming up, my brother.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir, man. I appreciate you coming in. Thank you for listening.
Yeah, I appreciate you too, my brother.
Thank you so much. I want to make sure people I don't know why it shifted. We talked about conversation and we talking about storytelling. That needs to be an old separate drop. We have to do that, Alfie.
Which one?
The power of storytelling.
Yeah, just let me know whenever. You know, I'm working on a project right now. It's a mini course, and I'm gonna call it I'm gonna call it communicating through style.
Ooh.
Yeah, because I got the three other course books: Art of Charisma, King of Confidence, and Master of Conversations. Because you know it starts with the confidence. You get the confidence, then the charisma is the confidence with your mouthpiece. Then you master the mouthpiece, which is the other one. So then the other one is your style. So your style was communicating without words. So I gotta teach that because
I
the
like
because
that.
you can have the charisma, you can have the fucking confidence, and what's the other one? I got charisma, confidence, and conversation. But the art of style through communicating through style, you're making nonverbal communication.
Right.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Hey, Alfie, how can a person get your material, order your books?
Oh shit! Just Google me, AFI Kingdom, my bro. Follow me on
AFI
Instagram.
Kingdom.
Yeah,
Okay, I will do, man.
yeah, I got a
Because I
YouTube
always
channel.
want to support my brother.
Yeah, and then if you on Instagram, send me a message. I'll send you a free book, bro. It's all good.
Okay, bet I'll do that.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I'm talking about. This is Lawrence D. Adams. This is when spirituality and the game combines. You have the thinking class that has now turned into the being class. We are out. I'm trying to hear a couple of steps away from my car. I don't want to show it because you know everybody can't be happy for you when they see your car. You know, people getting that jelly. But shout out to everyone. Thank you for coming up. Thank you, Israel, for coming up. Thank you for
All
Alfie.
right.
I know
All
that
right.
triggered storytelling. So I'm
All right.
out.
All right. Peace out.
Peace.
Peace to everyone. This is I Am Out. Thank you for joining in today. Great conversation. That's what I'm talking about. Very organic, very to the point. And I'm not gonna show my car, but I am out of here. Peace.